Welcome to the Chic Show. Chic, cheap, repeat. Today's video is part of an open invite playlist, and I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. Project number 1 is a frame for the Dollar Tree calendars. Most of us are familiar with Dollar Tree calendars. They're usually a coveted item at the beginning of the year. I always want to use these pages, but I'm never sure what to do with them. So I created a frame so that I can use each picture anytime I want, and it's interchangeable. I used a total of 8 of these paint sticks from Lowe's. They are the longer, I believe they're 18 inches, and 4 of them at 13 inches and 4 of them at 10 inches. These square signs from Dollar Tree fit the calendar pages perfectly, so I used this one, I sand off the glitter, and then I gave it a coat of cashew paint. Painting this is optional because it's not going to show anyway. Now I'm using wood glue to attach the paint sticks together. I'm putting the 2 longer ones on the side and the 2 shorter ones at the top and the bottom. And I'm going to do this 2 times. So I've got 4 sticks for the top of the frame and 4 sticks for the back of the frame. Then I'm going to be using one of these square dowel rods that I have cut, 2 pieces at 11 inches and 1 at 12 inches. Now I'm going to glue the square sign to the frame as shown. Notice that the numbers are up on this particular frame, but the other one, they will be face down because that will actually be the top of my frame. Now I'm going to glue down the square dowel rods, the 2 longer pieces on the sides and the shorter piece on the bottom. This will provide a space to slide the calendar or the calendar pages in and out. You can see I'm taking one of the longer pieces and putting it on the outside of that square, and then the other long piece I'm going to put on the right side of that square, and the smaller piece I will place in between at the bottom. You can see how this shorter piece goes across the bottom of the 2 longer pieces. I would recommend cutting that to fit in between the 2 pieces so that it would be up just a tad bit higher, and you'll see why in just a minute. Now I'm using my Waverly wax, and I'm going to stain part of the inside of the first frame and all of the outside of the second frame. There will be a gap between the 2 frames, so you want that to be stained as well. Here's the second frame, and again, I'm staining part of the back of the top frame and all of the front of the top frame. Once both frames had dried, I'm going to glue the top frame on top of the bottom frame. I placed some heavy books on top of the frame while it dried. So you can see here how there is a gap all the way around the frame, and if you wanted to cover that, I'm sure that there would be a way to do that. I wasn't worried about that so much, but the top of the frame you can see down through there because that's where you're going to put the calendar pages, right through there. Now down here at the bottom, my calendar pages actually slid down too far, so I put in some small popsicle sticks in there to fill in that gap just a bit, so that it would raise that calendar page up. And that way the hole at the top of the calendar page won't show. So that's why I would recommend the bottom dowel rod that we had there to move it up about 1/4 of an inch. It's kind of a simple and crude design, but I am not a builder, so I just wanted something that works, and this works. And here's a look at how those calendar pages or the calendar itself will fit right in. This is a great way to display all those wonderful calendar images for each month or each season or however you see fit. And you can also store them inside the frame as well. If you like this project, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, be sure and hit that subscribe button. I want to tell you a little bit about the playlist that I'm a part of today. It's called What Would You Make? So it's all wood projects, hosted by Zana at OK at Home, Connie with Connie's Creative Creations, and guest host is Leeny at Crafty Leeny. You can find their links to their channels in the description box along with the playlist. So be sure and check it out and get lots of ideas for all those wood items you may have around your house. I thrifted this wood wall sconce for $2.52. It was in really good shape, so I just wanted to paint it to match my craft room. So I mixed together 2 colors of paint. I figured the chalk paint would have the best coverage, but I wanted it a little bit more of a golden yellow, so I added some acrylic paint to that, and then I did give it about 3 coats to cover it completely. And once it was completely dry, I hung it on my gallery wall in my craft room. I was also excited to find some bright colored candles at Dollar Tree, which normally I wouldn't use, but they're perfect for my craft room, so I used that purple one in the wall sconce. Project number 3 is a spring bunny. This is a bunny I found at Dollar General. So I'm going to remove that tag, and I'm going to trace the bunny on some of this scrapbook paper that I've had for many years, cut that out, and just going to decoupage that onto the front of the rabbit. As you can see, I did paint around the sides of the rabbit to cover up that yellow paint. I just used, I believe it was Waverly Truffle, and then I just put that paper right on top. I wanted to give him an unconventional tail, so I used some of these little paper roses from Dollar Tree. This is actually the back side of a bunny I did previously. Project number 4 is a do not disturb sign for my craft room. For this project, I'm using one of the door hangers from Dollar General, and it would not fit around my doorknob, so I did cut a notch in the side of it. Now I'm going to give both sides a coat of Waverly chalk paint in ink. Once it had dried, I took it outside and gave both the front and the back a coat of clear spray paint. Now, just for ease, I used my Silhouette Cameo for this next part, but you could use stickers or stencils or rub-on transfers, whatever you have at your disposal. You could even use your own handwriting, but I used iron-on vinyl. So one side says creating, please join me, and the other one creating, do not disturb. Which project was your favorite today? Number 1, 2, 3, or 4? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks again to Zana, Connie, and Leeny for hosting today. Be sure and check out the playlist and all of the amazing creators. Be sure and share the chic. Thanks for watching. Bye now.